Hey guys, Freddie with Lawn Thumbs here. I'm going to answer some Christmas-like questions that I got from our YouTube channel, and also I found some interesting questions online that I thought I could answer. So here we go.
Andres commented, great info. If I connect a 25-foot strand to a 50-foot strand, what should I do with the plug on the end? Does it need a cap?
Okay, so I'm assuming you bought this strand with bulbs assembled with the socket as the plug and the end piece. Okay, so if that's the case, what you'll need to do is make sure it's unplugged and cut the wire, and then you're going to need this. Okay, this is an end cap. So what you'll do is you'll cut the wire like that, you know, where the plug was. It was probably looking something similar to like this in some kind of way. Actually, it was probably looking something similar in a way like this. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll cut this off, make sure that it's unplugged, and then you'll take, there should be two wires. You'll want to split them like this. Don't split them too far, just about 1.5 inches is good. And then if you happen to have an end cap, you will plug them both in like this, and then you'll have your end cap like that. There's also another way. This is the way that you probably are going to need to do it. You probably have something similar to this. So let me get this in here. Kind of like so. So let's say you're not really comfortable with cutting wire at this point. So what you'll need to find is a socket piece like this, and make sure that it's covered at the end. And all you have to do is just press it in there and make sure doesn't have any metal or anything exposed in there, and you'll be fine to just have it like that. If you want to have it more secure, you'll put duct tape or some kind of tape around it so that no water can get in there. You can do that too.
BJJ commented, what kind of clips do you use for under the gutter? I can't seem to find them. Thanks.
Okay, so what you're going to need are these gutter clips. So this is a replacement clip. It's designed because a lot of these light sockets that you'll get, sometimes they come broken. And if they're broken and you don't have these replacement clips, you're going to be in a little jam. You're going to have to tape it or something in a way that hopefully nobody notices, or staple the wires to the sides. In this case, this one doesn't have an end piece. So what you'll do is, this is the light socket, and then you will snap the replacement clip in there. Say like that. And then you slide this part under the paneling. So I'd rather use these than do the gutter clips on top of the gutters. I just think this way it looks more slick and almost like you can't see them. And I like that better. The argument is, some people think that the gutter clips look more Christmassy, so, you know, during the day. So that'll have to be your call.
Andy Gibbons commented, great tips, but I really want to get that vest. I have not been able to find it. Any way you could put more of a description on the vest in the comments?
Okay, let me just answer this question because so many people ask me about these vests. I can't believe they're so hard to find. So I actually talked to the creator of the vest last week. I just happened to run into him. He actually has his headquarters about 30 minutes north from here, and he was in a supply store, and I recognized him, and I even asked him about the vest. And so it was a pretty cool meeting because, encounter, because I asked him about the vest, and he said that they're not ready yet, but while he's got me there, he asked me some questions as to what I would like to see improved in the vest, and I thought that was really cool. There was a lot of cool features about it, but that could be for another video. What I want to tell you is the vest is actually still in design. I don't understand why other companies don't have it readily available. I've looked online for you because so many people have asked me about light vests, and I noticed that these light vests that I have are hard to find. So I was just looking for any random light vest, and I couldn't find any. So I told him that as well, that he better hurry up and make these vests. And I even told him that I may actually buy a whole case of them to give to you guys because I get so many people asking me about these vests. So that's the story. They're not available yet. They're still in design. He thinks there's a miracle of a chance, a Christmas miracle of a chance that they'll be ready in 3 weeks, but I don't think so. All I can tell you is if you do ever see them, and I'll link the description below of his website, but if you do find them, even if it's summertime, buy them.
Maga Man commented, $760? That's insane. That's only a few hours of work, tops. I could start with nothing, buy all my own equipment, including the ladders, and still do it for half the price.
Hey, Maga Man, great. Awesome, but guess what? I have overhead, I have workman's comp, I have liability insurance. You know what I mean? It's not a very safe job, first of all. You know, think about this. You send some employees up there, they fall. What are you going to do? Okay? I'll tell you what they'll do. They'll sue you because you don't have all these proper insurances that you need to pay for. And you need to pay for those things throughout the year. So you have to pay for them even when you don't really need them. So when it's time to hang Christmas lights, that's where you've got to make all that money back. I mean, I understand what you're saying, that, you know, it's a lot of money and you can do it for next to nothing. But truth of the matter is, some of this equipment that I do use, the supplies, I should say, the bulbs, the strand, commercial grade, quality, they're not cheap. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind too. On that quote, we did not, you're referring to a video that we hung some Christmas lights. And on that video, on that house, we did 3 sides of the house. I mean, that's a lot of bulbs. So $760, I would like to see you do it for much cheaper than that.
Jack Dawson commented, how much do the lights cost per foot? I'm in Canada, but the ones that I get cost me around $3 Canadian a foot. Just wondering how much should I charge to run a business as I'm getting into my first year? Okay,
well, great question. When it comes to pricing, it's really hard to gauge what other markets are selling their product for. So I do have my video, How to Hang Christmas Lights, part 1, where I go into those things, or maybe it's part 2, but I do go into those pricing. Now, I will say that when you do find a supplier and they know that you buy a lot of material like I do, you can get some discount pricing every time you get product. So for me, if I wasn't Lawn Thumb's business owner where I'm buying, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of light bulbs and strands every year, I probably would be paying somewhere around $4 a foot. So, and that's including the strand, the hardware, the timer, the bulbs, and the sockets, replacement pieces, the clips. If you factor all those in, I'm right. I would have been right around $4 a foot, but right now, because of my pricing, because I get so much product, I'm right around somewhere in the high $2, so like $2.80, and that's all in. But that's because I'm a continuous buyer of material, and they know that, so they get me discounts for that. But if I wasn't, I'd be somewhere around $4 a foot. So in addition to some of the questions that you guys have asked on our YouTube channel, I've also went online just to look for some questions that I see on some of these pages for Christmas lights. And I thought that if I answered it, it could maybe help us out in the community and maybe it could help you out. So here we go. So this question is, where can I find large Christmas ornaments to hang from trees? So now when it comes to ornaments, you do want to look kind of everywhere. You even want to look at Walmart, Target, go to your sprinkler supply store that sells ornamental stuff for Christmas if you have that. I would go to the link below for Village Lighting. They have a ton of stuff there too. That's kind of where I would start, because with ornaments, they are different manufacturers all over the place. That's not the same as bulbs, where you want to find somebody and use the same bulbs as many houses as you can. With ornaments, you can switch things up. So I wouldn't go to one specific place. I would even check Amazon too. So I have a picture of someone asking if you would recommend using this commercial grade stapler. It does say for low voltage wire. So what I would do is I would actually test it out on a piece of wood that you're never going to use or don't care about. And if it comes off easily, that's a good sign. You don't want a staple that you can't pry out unless you get like pliers and stuff, because you don't want to like be using those kind of tools by electricity. So as long as you can pull them out with the wire, I would say that that would be a good gun. But make sure that it's not commercial grade for new construction or something like that. That's way too powerful for paneling on the outer ridges of the roof line. So someone's asking, same name as somebody that asked us a question on YouTube, might be the same person, I don't know. But how do you guys map out your removals for easy install the following year? So the best thing that I found to do is put up door hangers everywhere you hang Christmas lights. So if you go to a house and you're hanging the lights there, put door hangers on all, like at least 10 houses. Buy that one, and you'll get some calls. And over time, you'll build route density with Christmas lights, and you can go to that street and hang all the lights on that street. And when you're taking them down, do the same thing. So that's what I would recommend, door hangers. Okay, I'm going to try and answer this off of memory. It requires some math, but let me figure out if I can do it. How many strands of minis for trees? So the standard rule for Christmas light on trees are you measure the height of the tree times the width. And whatever number that is, that's how many strands you want to get. Now, most of the minis are about 6 to 10 feet. So that rule will apply as long as you're within those 6 to 10 feet of minis. So you measure, and if you can't figure out how to measure the tree, try measuring the shadow of the tree. It's pretty close. So height times width, that's how many strands you're going to need. I told you I was going to answer mostly these Christmas light questions, although we did get some questions that weren't Christmas light related, and I thought, you know what, let me just answer a few of those just because they were actually really good questions. So here we go.
Wayne J. commented, great video. What was the phone app you were using?
The phone app was Service Autopilot, and no, they're not paying me to say this. I'm just answering your question. Service Autopilot, I've been using Service Autopilot for about we're going on 7 years now. It's been a game changer right from the first year I did it. And I've also gone to their conference every single year, and I'm doing the virtual summit this year too.
Kenny Ravenna commented, great video. How do I get in contact with you?
Oh, cool. Right now, the best way to connect with me is going onto my Instagram. It's Freddy's Lawn Thumbs. And ask me any questions there. I respond to everybody. It's a new Instagram I just started. It's for me to connect with you guys. So follow it, and I'll always answer. At least I'll try to.
Shane Breddy commented, why spray it if you were removing it?
Yeah, interesting question. I, too, would have thought the same thing if I were you. In fact, that's actually pretty common practice in our industry. When you're removing sod and putting new sod down, to spray it with, a heavy herbicide like Roundup or Makazi, and waiting a week and just not even waiting for colors to change on the grass, just cutting it out and putting a new one down. It's pretty common standard.
Jean Alexandre asked, you guys are losing money on this project from what it looks like.
Yeah, definitely could have made more money, but we definitely didn't lose money. We bid this job perfectly. The only problem is there was that miscommunication of getting the soil ground as flat as humanly possible. And you saw that we brought in somebody at the end there that knew how to make sure that happened. And why that didn't happen the first time around, it's beyond me, but Rachel caught it and she wasn't happy with how level that ground was. And so instead of getting it done in the 2 days that we already had allocated for that job, they kind of went a little too fast and got it done in one day, but they ended up having to go back and finish it. So we used the 2 days that we bid the job at anyway. So we didn't lose money, but we could have made more by being more efficient with that job and if communication was a little bit better. But that happens with this business. There are going to be jobs where you lose money and you learn from them. You don't actually have to like go into depressed mode every time you lose some money. A lot of times I'm actually pretty excited that we found something that we can work on. In this case, we had a meeting after that job was done. When we're doing a sod and replace, we got to make sure that soil is as straight as an arrow. So, you know, like I say, whenever there's a mistake, you can always learn from it. And that's what we did in this case.
Dandy Lawn and Maintenance commented, next week the customer has a mole. Good luck. You went up and beyond.
Yeah, okay. I get that. It wasn't really a question. That was more of a, just an observation. Really funny, though. So I get that. But I also understand that some customers really hire us because they have an expectation of what they want their yard to look like. And so I thought that, in the video, I kind of didn't want to kill the grass, and I really didn't. But I thought that what she wanted was valid. She wants a flat backyard. There was some miscommunication there, and they should have got it done right the first time, but, it is what it is. Hey, guys, as I'm wrapping up, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I know a lot of you don't, but it will help us out, help me build more content and come up with better ideas. And if you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I'd love to answer all these questions. I love kind of interacting with you guys, and hopefully it helps you out, and I'll see you on the next one. My biggest pet peeve is when nobody's here to answer the phone. Sometimes there are 3 to 5 people in this office, and the moment somebody leaves, phone will ring. Almost every time.